In the next few minutes, I'm going to share with you why a consultation is the most underrated revenue skill in the industry right now. I'm going to show you the consultation process broken down that has absolutely changed my permanent makeup business. It's helped me convert so much more interest into actual booked appointments with deposits down. I'm going to discuss why artists focus so much on marketing, but then overlook the simple process that brings the interest to an actual booking. I'm Isabel. I'm a six-figure permanent makeup artist. I'm also the founder and creator of the Permanent Profits in-house system that puts consultations right on your calendar. I was an average artist for my first 3 years, worked really hard, worked part-time, and just could not crack the code of marketing, and this is the result of that. It changed my life, it changed my business, but let's jump and focus on consultations. So a lot of artists just think like their skill set is kind of like what will generate them bookings, and that is just so false. The real money is made in the consultation. If you're a beginner artist, you can be booking as many clients as the most talented artist you know. I know that's crazy to imagine, but with all of my experience with artists, this is so true. When you have your marketing down, it doesn't even matter. Obviously, I like to work with artists who are actually skilled and very good at what they do, but marketing, it sends the message. It gives you the bigger picture that marketing is the sole most important thing to really generate bookings and clients. Again, in this industry, in permanent makeup, we're not like cosmetologists, we're not like estheticians. You've seen me say this in previous videos. We need new clients every single month. We don't have that recurring monthly client that keeps us afloat, that keeps us feeling secure. Now, a consultation matters because people have a lot of feelings. They have nerves, they have questions before they commit to something like a permanent tattoo on their face. So you have to put yourself in the shoes of your client and understanding that a lot of the time they have hesitations that keep them from booking. This is why it's not going to be very cost effective to just run an ad for someone to just book your $600 brows online. You can do this, but you're not going to be very profitable in the process because you're just trying to bypass trust, okay? The easiest thing to do is address the inquiries, establish trust, and then you can have a whole pool of people expressing their interests, and then you actually know how to convert those people. Because only a percentage of those are even going to answer, a percentage of those are going to actually book a consultation, and a percentage of those are going to book the actual appointment. So you have to have enough coming in here. I think I use this analogy in like other videos, but you have to have so much interest here to be able to still book your dream amount every single month. So I have about 300 leads that come in every single month, and I'm booking about 15 to 20 new powder brow full price appointments based on that many inquiries. If you're getting less inquiries and then you're not even offering a consultation, you are just throwing money out the door. You are truly leaving so much on the table. These people are interested, but trust needs to be established. That's the number one goal in having consistent new clients and income that you can rely on. The biggest mistake that permanent makeup artists are making is jumping right into just explaining the procedure. So let's talk about when someone comes into the studio, okay? I am so very particular on first impressions. So you have to understand the actual impact that your first impression has on somebody. You are the professional. You are the expert that is going to consult them on their brow journey. And you're also going to deliver a service that's pretty permanent. So you have to come off in a certain way that they respect you, they trust you, they like you. All of these things need to feel right and in place for them to book. It gets easier in time. The nerves are normal when you start to follow just a new consultation process. You may have done it differently before, but after today, I'm going to go through step by step what I do, and it'll definitely help you improve your conversion rate. So when someone comes in, a little bit of small talk, I am addressing them, I'm introducing myself professionally, the littlest things, and you might think it's silly, but like standing up straight, tonality, speaking with confidence, speaking with enthusiasm, speaking like you enjoy your job and you're so excited to help them solve their brow problem. So that is the kind of energy that I bring into every situation. Every client that comes through my door, I am dedicating that time to listen to them, to talk about their problem, to talk about my solution, and to show them kind of what to expect. That's the overarching goal within a consultation. Of course, it's to collect the deposit at the end. The first thing I'm doing is always talking about their problem. How long have they been dealing with this? How annoying is it to have to draw their brows on every single day? How Are their brows sparse? Did they overpluck in the 70s? Like, we're really getting down to the root cause that brought them into the studio today. They're very, very serious and interested. They've looked into it. They think this is a really good option for them, but you need to actually take them from interest and curiosity to certainty and deposit down. It's not very hard when you have a roadmap. So after we're talking about their problem, what their struggle is, we're introducing our solution. Now we're going to be doing that by asking them the question of, are you familiar with permanent makeup? You know, a lot of my clients personally are familiar with microblading, so I like to explain the difference. I like to explain how the powder brow will be suitable for their skin type and how it'll be gentle on their skin. Always just siding with the service that I do. Nothing against microblading, nano, all of those. Obviously, I want to persuade them that my option is the best for them, and here's why. Of course, ethically, if I don't think the powder brow is a good option for someone, I genuinely would turn them away. Now, after we've educated them on the process, we want to turn this back to being about them, right? The idea of the consultation is to decide on a brow shape and color and kind of perfect vision for them. You want them to leave there with brows that are done with some powder that they are obsessed with. So we need to build the excitement. We need to actually build enough excitement that not only do they book the appointment, but they don't back out of the appointment. I've had that happen in the past, and even like random people booking online, putting a deposit down and then just like not showing up. Maybe that's out of fear, nerves, like who knows? But when people have a consultation with you, they've built the trust. They are excited about doing it. They will show up to the appointment, but it's just making sure that you've conducted a proper consultation that checks all of these boxes. I also now just love doing consultations because we've already established the relationship, the trust. I know what their vision is. And honestly, when people come in now for the service, I can just say, hey, I'm very focused when I do my work. You know, if I'm a little bit quiet, don't take it personal, but I don't have to worry about establishing a relationship with them during the session. I don't have to worry about having an outcome that they weren't also envisioning. So this is a really great way just to conduct business, to have a great system that allows you to work in the best way. Another little tip that I love to do is kind of repeat back what people are saying. So if they explain that they want natural, not blocky, like if that's the exact lingo they're using, use that later in your consultation. I always do this all of my clients really want a very natural result. So personally, I am bringing this up from the start. You'll be able to see the repetition in people's questions and concerns, and you'll be able to address them right away. But basically, I like to use the same words that they're using so they feel like I'm hearing them and they feel like I understand their desired situation or desired outcome. Now it gets to the point of the consultation where we're going to fill their brows in, and I really, really love doing this. If you haven't done it before, try it out. You're going to see that so many people, when they see that kind of like healed result that we mock, they're gonna fall in love and they're gonna put the deposit down right then and there, okay? So the key to doing this is creating a very, very natural, healed result that they also love. How I go about this is I say, I'm gonna fill your brow in to how I would naturally design it based on where your hair is, based on what I think looks very flattering for your face shape. And then you can give me your honest feedback, because the goal of today is to create a brow that you and I both really love, because obviously with the end result, we want you to love it as well as myself. So we can always tweak it within limitation. If it's too thick, if there's too much arch, just let me know. And the great thing about the powder brow is we can always modify it. So this is how I actually come to an agreement with them. They can tell me what they like about it, what they don't like about it. And by the end, we've landed on brows that they really love. They have the vision. And when you create that feeling, they will book on spot. If they're still feeling unsure, they won't. So you have that time and space with them to figure out, hey, what's stopping you? And you can actually just keep it simple and have a discussion on like, hey, I really want to make this work for you. I know you came in for this and I know you really want this. How can we make it work? What would make you like this more? Is this what you were expecting? And just sort of do a little bit of digging on how to make this possible for them. And there's nothing wrong with guiding them to the booking. When you're all finished, like I said, just asking them questions and asking them if they want to get something on the books is really important. Come at it with confidence and say, I know we can absolutely achieve this result. I love this on you. It's very flattering. It's beautiful. I think it helps you kind of restore that youthful look that you had before you overplucked them in the 80s, right? So relating back to them with excitement and confidence about actually being able to achieve this goal together is going to be huge. So a little overview of how I conduct that consultation. Again, they come in, it's a transfer of energy. I like to really highlight this. It's a transfer of energy. I'm very confident. I'm very professional. I'm dressed, to match my luxury spa studio feel. And I'm always smiling, being professional, coming off as an expert. I'm reassuring them. I'm explaining their questions and concerns maybe before they even ask it. And I'm just staying calm and being an active listener. So throughout that process, I'm able to really gather enough information about them to sell them the brows that I know will absolutely benefit them, right? I feel an obligation to deliver on their brow service because I know it can help them. So have that mindset of like, I don't want this person walking out of here until they're sold in the service because I know it will change their life and enhance their brows. I'm confident in that. So when you have that energy about you, people see that, they develop trust with you, they respect you, and they will happily put a deposit down. If you're a permanent makeup artist struggling with bookings, don't just focus on marketing. Focus on how you can convert those inquiries into the actual booked appointment through a strong consultation. And if you're an artist who does not want to rely on agencies, maybe you don't want to keep guessing with marketing, I've created 2 solutions. Number 1 is my free ads community. If you're a beginner, if you're just getting started and you want to learn the foundations and learn how to run your ads yourself, you can join my free community today. I'll put the link down below. But if you're an experienced artist, you have strong reviews, you have a glowing portfolio, and the only thing you're missing is consistent bookings, book a call with me. It'll keep you out of the DMs, it'll keep you working, and it will legitimately book you out, allow you to raise your prices, and allow you to access that next level that you may have never thought possible, because this is what it did for me. So book that call below, and I'll see you in the next video.